Jurassic World Rebirth debuts with a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I did look just a little bit ago. I think it bumped up to 58%. Just actually, let's just take a it's at 57%. So it's jumped up a little bit. Jumped up to 57% with 86 reviews. Actually, let's take a look at some of these reviews. All right. Now, I know there's a lot of people who sit there and say, look, don't trust Rotten Tomatoes. You should never trust Rotten Tomatoes. I look at it this way. I don't sit there and say, just look at the score. Don't just look at the 57% and say, oh, it's 57%. I'm not going to watch it. I now, like, over time, I've kind of grown my opinion with Rotten Tomatoes in quite a way. There was a point in time when I hated Rotten Tomatoes, like just plain out hated it. And then there's some people that are like that still. The way I look at it is you got 50% is like half. Anything over 50%, that means more than 50% of the people enjoyed it. Anything under 50% means more than 50% didn't like it. Anything less than 50%. So that's what you're looking at. I then say, take a look at some of what the critics are saying. All right. You don't need to go through all of them, but just get kind of an idea. But still go see the movie. If you're interested in seeing the movie, still go see the movie. Don't let these critics, don't let the score sway you, but just let it temper your expectations or give you an idea of what your expectations should be going to the film. So this here, you have from Paul Klein from Film Hounds says, as it might be the best sequel to a Jurassic film that Steven Spielberg didn't direct, it reminds us that there is an awe and wonder to dinosaurs that turns even the most hardened adult into a little kid. He gave it a 4 out of 5. Lauren Bradshaw, a fangirl freakout, says Jurassic World Rebirth is one of the most underwhelming installments of the Jurassic Park franchise yet, missing the spark of what makes these movies great. Carla Hay of Culture Max, Jurassic World Rebirth should be called Jurassic World Rehash. It delivers plenty of action, but it borrows heavily from the plot of Jurassic World 3. And that's not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that from quite a few people who reviewed this, with no real innovation or surprises regarding who lives, who dies, and what the dinosaurs do. Eric Goldman, who gives it a more positive review, says, after a rough and clunky start introducing its characters, Rebirth turns goofy but fun once the dinosaurs arrive. Much like most of the Jurassic sequels, would I like more at this point? Sure, but this is still delivering what was worked for this series. Let's see. Peter Sobs is good, but I can't say his name. The kind of film that feels like it was made only because Universal wanted to add an extra $1 billion or so into their coffers, but didn't want to expand much creative effort along the way. Now, Alonso from Film Verdict, he's a top critic, says, doesn't go anywhere particularly unexpected, but the cliffhangers are choice. So I said this on X today when the Rotten Tomatoes score first came out. I'm not surprised that it's sitting around 50, 60%. I'm not. Now, what I am shocked about is that people are expecting that this movie was going to be better. Let's not forget that this film was fast-tracked. And when I say it was fast-tracked, this thing was announced, cast, shot in a year, less than a year. Let's not forget that. This thing was announced in like April of last year. It was cast, and then it was shot, and then basically all edited within a year, and then released this coming week. Like, that's how fast they got moving with this movie. So for me, the fact that it's just at like sitting between 50, 60% critic score, that doesn't surprise me. And there's some people that I've seen that are actually kind of shocked, like, oh, really? Now, let's also not forget that the last two Jurassic World films, I think the last one was like around a 40%. The one before that, I think, was like around 50%, maybe. So they weren't doing too well in themselves. But honestly, This is what happens when you rush movies. This is exactly what happens. Now, I think the audience score, I think is going to sit around 70%. I do. Now, I bring that up because I do want to look at the other Jurassic films. All right. So the last one, Dominion, was at a 29%. I thought it was 40, 29%, but the fans, the audiences have it at 77%. All right. That's not terrible. And then you have Fallen Kingdom. That one was much worse. 47% critics, 48% audience score. That one was more in line with one another. So I honestly think I really do think that we're probably going to see the audience scores hit around 70%. I do, but we'll see. I think we'll see in about a week span of time where the audience is going to sit with this movie. It is interesting though. Very little marketing. Jurassic World 3, because a lot of people are saying that it's a lot like Jurassic World 3 or Jurassic Park 3. Let's see if I can find 3. How it pulls up. No. Does 3 even exist in here? Jurassic Park 3. There it is. Let's see. What is the audience? The audience score for that is 37%. So the fact that it's very similar to that, that might not bode very well for this movie. I don't know. We'll see. This is interesting. I just wanted to kind of go over this because, look, and I'm not sitting here saying like this is going to be amazing for Superman or anything like that. Because I want this movie to be good. I want it to do well. I want films to do well. The fact of the matter is, they rushed this. They rushed it and they should not have rushed it. This is why I said months and months ago that they should have delayed this. They should have pushed it back. They should have done something like that because you can't rush movies. You need to take your time to make movies. This movie's going to make money. It absolutely is going to make money. It's going to make good money. Will it hit the $1 billion mark? That's to be seen. But it will make a lot of money. It'll definitely hit that $800-900 million mark. Will it make $1 billion? That's to be seen. It depends on how the audience views it. But it's going to make money. And that's all that matters to these studios anymore. And that's why they're willing to rush films out just to get that money. They don't care how good it is. And shame on them sometimes. Like you just got to think like shame on them. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below.